Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. We are back with the Aerostar, continuing our journey, and we landed yesterday at Yelizovo in Kamchatka. I did another scenery, but it's, well, the big hump on the taxiway is gone, but on the other end, this is where the terminal should be, and now there's a big pile of dirt. So, also this one isn't the greatest. We're checking outside. I already did the warmers, the heaters on the engines to warm the oil a bit. It's -11 at the moment. Doing a quick check on the oil. Yes, oil. Pump, pump, pump. 9 quarts. Okay, that should suffice. And close. Check. Lights, I believe. Fuel tank, I believe that. No wiggle room on the flap. There is wiggle room on the aileron. It's okay. I believe cargo. Free movement. All the way around. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll also check the oil on this side. If I can get it to click. Let's do it on the inside. That's better. Nine quarts as well. What I also noticed, some dastardly Russian washed my plane. Because it was full of dirt and bugs and stuff. I didn't surface, I didn't click anything. But the aircraft seems to be clean. And I'm pretty sure... yeah, persistence by livery is on. The persistence is on. So I'm not sure what happened here. But okay. Right, let's go in. Closing the door. And let's quickly see. The oil is just below the green, so should be able to start her. Set my controls. And then I'll start her up, get her warmed up before we head over to our flight of the day. Which I remember also I have to do still on the PREP tool. So let's go. Battery on. Nav light on. Beacon on. Fuel on. And let's see. Fuel pump on. Primer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reduce throttle a bit. Full prime. And bring her back to 1000 RPM. Alternator on. Why am I moving? Reset parking brake. Okay, let's rinse and repeat. Halfway. This can go off for a while. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring this back a bit. Start her up. Full mixture. Bring her back. Let her run. Anti-icing stuff on. Heating stuff on. Fan too high. Defroster on. Avionics on. Autopilot master on. Auto trim on. Test annunciators. All good. I never know how this operates, so I'll always do this one. Update. At least then I know that's in. Turn on the radios. Transponder to standby. Right. Now, our flight will go from here, UHPP, over the Kuriles. I'll take a VR station at Usek, just 2 hours away. Then at Iturup. Oh. And then on to Menambetsu. And Menambetsu is where we will be landing. RJCM. All the way to Japan. Now, put that in my PREP tool. You won't see that. You have to trust me on that. You know what? Can I set it up on the fly? Be able to see this. Book a flight in the PA60 to RJCM. Menambetsu, that's correct. Estimated fuel 706. Yeah, it's full fuel. It's saying 5 passengers, but I won't be able to take that. Weight and balance will negate this. Flight information, fly. And it says I'm overweight. So I'm going to change the amount of passengers, leaving 1 passenger on the tarmac. Here we go. I already loaded this up. Should be good. Inside temp already 32? How is that possible? Oh, Fahrenheit. Okay. Something happened. Like the specs on the dirt on the outside, and something didn't take for some reason. Well, it is set on persistency. No clue. In any case, our first station to go to is Usek, and that does not have a. Oh, that doesn't have a VOR. That's just basically following islands. Okay. Following islands it is then. And okay, so we go out, there's a large island with a volcano, that's one. There's a large, smaller island, but still between two, that's two. Another in between, that's three, and the fourth is then the island to turn. Okay, as I'm going out on a 222 magnetic, best to tune this one then. 113.7 on a 222 magnetic. 113.7 on a 222 magnetic. That's it. $61. There we go. Okay. Then our next one would be Ituru, and that's at 110.6. So I'm gonna put that in, and that's on 242. What did I say? 110.6 on 242. And steer this one to 242. This is the next one. So the first two waypoints are basically in. One is a visual, the fourth island, and then a VR station. From there it should be easier. For now it's just taking the course. Okay. Then we're gonna taxi. So taxi lights on. And we go park and brake off. I reprogrammed the nose wheel. I don't think it's doing anything else than just putting in the nose wheel steering setting instead of doing the rocker switch setting, but okay, we'll see. I don't think this scenery is too much better than the other one. The other one, at least, well, that had a big hump here, which was wrong, of course. Forgot to start my traffic again. Let's do that on the fly. From the left, so I have to go for runway 234 again. Yeah, so this at least is a bit better on the height differences, the scenery, but it's still way touchy now. More sensitive to taxi. Yeah, so what we have on scenery here, freeware scenery, is nothing compared to the old Aerostar FX or P3D thing from old days, older days, days gone by. Beautiful weather, by the way. This is stunning winter weather. Engine lights on. Keep rolling. It is better than the nose wheel steering setting. It's now more direct, but it's also it's faster. That's the term. So what I did is I locked into my pedals, left and right, and I set release on the same, so that it doesn't stay in position when I recenter my pedals again. Makes it a bit more twitchy. But not something that you can't accommodate for. Setting it up for the default nose wheel steering on the pedals gets a slower response. This is slightly more tweaky. So harder to keep on a straight line, but easier to make a turn. Okay, there's a guy walking in the sky over here. Yeah, there's definitely some weirdness going on in this scenery. This is going to be a 4-hour flight. I don't have anywhere the time to do that, so I'm gonna do some time compression in the time that I pause, coming in regular intervals when we reach a waypoint or when something weird or unexpected happens. We are 23 degrees now. So off a bit. So the cabin is nice and warm. Yeah, concrete shouldn't do that. Yeah. I have a couple of UHPP scenery, so I'll test them all, but all of them clearly state that they are for 2020 and not for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So I'm guessing this is what we get. Oh, that's why you should pay attention. See, it's way more tweaky now. Go right. Now it does. Of course, you can turn on the more simple ground handling, but you know, where's the fun in that for an aircraft like this? One of the charms is the weirdness in systems, because I don't know any other aircraft that has a rocker switch that controls an electrical steering wheel. Why is there a fence there? Okay, that's the second runway. 34 right. This is 34 left. Hold it. Parking brake. Let's do some checks. First both props. One. This cycles the oil, because the prop pitch is done by oil pressure. So we know these are working. And now we go for the max. First we go right, both left, both. Mag checks okay. Idle check, nothing's off. Idle check is okay. Strobes on, landing lights on. Transponder to alt. Parking brake off. Flaps set to 10. Here we go. It's very twitchy now. I don't know what I prefer. Setting it to the normal nose wheel steering versus the very twitchy A600 settings. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Tap the brakes, gear up. Flaps up. Climb settings. Take a left turn to really watch the airfield. You see all the military hardstand stuff. And well, the taxiway that we took. Big lump of sand that should be a terminal. All in all, I find this a really nice place to be. But the rendition is not the greatest. Also on this freeware scenery. Setting altitude, autopilot on, taxi lights off, landing lights off. My ground speed from the station that we just left, and the current radial is 210, while we want to be at 222. let's see how this works out, because of course the station isn't exactly at the airport, it's north of it. So this should come back. Visual tracking of the islands is key here, at least until we get to the VOR, or in range of the VOR that we need. A bit more nose down. Stunning scenery. Really cool. Full throttle now, without turbocharging. Manifold pressure will continue to go down. I'll level it off around 21 or manifold pressure 21 inches. So I'm guessing that it will be around 8,000 feet. Yeah, indeed. I like the setting of 21 manifold pressure and then 2200 RPM on props. Altitude hold. Seems to be a nice eco but fast setting on the engines. Out a bit to 15 gallons an hour. There we are. I'm gonna build up some speed and then I'll take off RPMs. RPM to 2200. Tune the manifolds so they're both, oh, the other one, 21. There we go. Lean, let's first lean the left one. Say 12. good. Okay. Should be some other stations here that we didn't plan in. Yeah, there's an LEB over here. Wait, I'll show you. Here at Ozernsky, there is a LEB 435 and a DV station. 435. There are some stations that I could use. Something here. Nothing here, nothing here. This is a very distinct one. With a lake here and here, a volcano in and within a lake. It's a very distinct island. This is also distinctive in that being that this is a volcano and this is a small airfield. That's our visual one before we turn to 242. Then we fly along the islands towards this one. Okay. 435. No response. Yet. Anyway, I will pause the recording for a bit because we are in cruise. We're in a fantastic bit of scenery over here on the southern outskirts of Kamchatka. And I'll be back with you when we get at the tip of Kamchatka. So, see you later. And we are back. We are now 76 miles out of Yelisovo, doing a ground speed of 190, which is nice. Indicator is 181, so we have a tailwind component of, let's say, 10 to 11 knots. We are fairly good on the 222 outbound radial, and we got a hit on the 435. What's it called? Station. Ozernovsky station, which should be at the end of a river and a small airfield. So what I'm gonna do is track that, and when I'm over that, then go back to the current setting of 227. I relayed it a bit because I have a right hand component, so I'm drifting to the left, so instead of steering 222 I'm steering 227 to counter that, and that seemed to be going very well. So I'm gonna track this one. It's now 2 degrees off to the left, and let's see where we get up to. Can't see the coast yet, at least I think I don't. Maybe it's over there. Okay, this is the coast here, I think. We'll see. It's cooling down again. This aircraft really. I have no clue how to really settle the cabin heating. It's like in earlier flights, it's either freezing cold or boiling hot. Outside temperature is minus 20 degrees, minus 18, so a bit nippy outside. People, hello. See this river and glacier stuff, mountain and stuff, hills. It's barren. There's woods somewhere, pine trees. Yeah, the model is great. Modeling is great. All the texturing stuff, riveting, really cool. Still an ugly plane, but it's well made, nicely made. Mirroring the textures, really cool. So let's follow this out. Let's ride this out. Shifting a bit, so I'm gonna go and overfly that. Going straight for that station and then steering back to 227. Because that station is almost at the tip of Kamchatka, so that will be venture point to VFR around the islands. Like I said, we have first a big island with a smaller volcano on the right hand side, then a smaller island with a volcano on the right, but also in that smaller island is a volcano within a lake. Then another one-on-one island we cross in between. Then the final one is a volcano with on the southeastern side our visual little airport, Severo Kuriles, USA, yeah, Uniform Sierra Echo Kilo. correct a bit. Keep this in front. Keep the arrow pointing up. I should be going straight over the station, which is near a dirt strip, airport, and at the mouth of a river. Clouds here, because we're heading towards open sea. Now the temp is coming back up. Let's turn it back 20%. I want to keep it around 21-22 degrees. For utter realism, I could open the window in my room. It's still slightly going up. 75. 70. All is well. Hydraulic pressure is good, amps are good. Gyro pressure suction is good. Temps on the right, pressure on the right are good. On the left also. Temps are almost the same. 144, 147. There's a slight difference here. Pull back the left a bit to get it to a line. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Slightly richer mixture, 11.5, good. I'm doing this by ear, I don't mind this thing and the lean finder in it. Just listening at the engine, listening at any roughness or smoothness, put it there, and I find 21 manifold over 2200 RPM with a fuel flow of roughly 11 to 12 gallons an hour per engine does the trick very well. Again, off the bearing. I should be able to see it because here's the sea, so there should be a river here somewhere. So if indeed it's right ahead, then here, this should be around here. You also see a river, and next to the river outing is that NDB station. Look at this view. Marvelous. As it's over there, should be around 10, maybe 12 miles. So I'm not gonna hunt the needle anymore. I was hesitant to buy this one. I love the Comanche, I truly do. I'm a GA flyer at heart. And single engines the most. But I have to say, this one is so well executed again. It feels like a proper aircraft and how it should respond. And I know that's difficult to do from an armchair pilot point of view. There's the river routing. There it is, just over the nose. As you may know, I am a private pilot, fly microlights out of the Netherlands, out of Hilversum Airfield. Mostly the TL3000 series, but I've flown motor gliders as well, Scheibe SF25, Motor Focus. There's an excellent TL3000 from FS Reborn. Very nicely well modeled microlight aircraft. Definitely check that one out. And although that's also very good, it can't hold a candle to this one. No offense to Raoul, developer of the FS Reborn stuff. Because this one's alive. FS Reborn one is as well, but it's the totality of it. With dirt and the aircraft living and getting quirks and, well, unpredictable behavior, like the engine trouble that we had 2 flights ago. Here we are. There should be an airport here, but oh, that's here. This is stripped, just below the wing. That's the strip. Oh, that's even nothing more than a strip. And the river, and the river outing here. The river outing here is where the NDB station is, so the needle will go, there it goes. The needle is now very much shifting towards that station, which should be there at the mouth. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna shift back to my original heading of 227. As that was the correct course to do a 222 course. No, that was the correct heading to take the 222 course, but I have some wind from the right, so countering that. I am still on the Yelisovo station on the outbound radial of 222. You know, it's pointing that way, but the little triangle is going down, so I'm on the 222 radial. And now, let's hope the visibility is good enough to not miss our visual cues of islands, because we need those. This station is basically almost Japan, so we're 3 hours out of this station. So from here it's all visual navigation. 227, 227. So now the gyro is set, course is set, and we now have to rely on that course. If we see the islands and we see them on a different plane than what we expected to, as you may remember, the first set of islands we go in between. It's a large island with a volcanic island to the right, so we're gonna pass between those and then just cover the southwestern end of that big island. Then pass another island with a volcano in it, in a lake in the island. Then in between to another set of islands, and then we come to a volcano that on the southeastern side has a little airport. That's our turning point to go to heading 242. Messages. leaving Kamchatka. Adding our mission log in Discord, A2A, A2A's Discord. Okay, I'm gonna pause a bit until we get to our next VFR waypoints. So, see you later. And we are back. We are no longer in range of our Yelisovo QRDME. This one is out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set this one as well to 101/16 and set this one to the expected intercepting heading of Corso 242. Now, this is a volcano, most definitely, and although it's a bit cloudy, you can see land over here. This is a bigger splotch of land, so in between these islands is basically where I want to be. So I'm exactly at the course that I wanted to be. Between the big island here and the volcano island over there. The clouds are becoming a bit of a nuisance, but it's still doable. If it gets worse, then I will go down. I will fly lower, which won't be helping our fuel economy, because we'll be slower to the ground. Ground speed, and thus even if you burn the same 12 gallons an hour per engine, we'll be doing it longer because the ground speed is slower, but we'll see. For now it's doable. I can see land over here and I can see the volcano plenty over here, so we are where we wanted to be, on the heading that we want to be. I could time now, of course, set a timer, but for now it is what it is. I could start a timer here because we're coming over this volcano here. So let the timer go. Distance measuring to the next islands, and that will be around 90 miles, so let's say in half an hour I should be able to see the next islands. But these clouds will better have to disappear, otherwise I'll have to go down for visual reference. We're flying visual reference, so VFR rules, this is already negating VFR rules, because they state that you have to be separated from clouds, etc, etc. This is not the greatest, but we'll see how it pans out. Yeah, this is a big island. And here's the volcano. So far so good, this is what we're keeping up. I'm gonna pause again the recording and I'll see you all later when we pass the next waypoint between two islands. And back again. Remember that large island that we passed, the first island, and then the volcano is now way over there. The southern tip of that island also holds a volcano, or mountain at least, that's here. So we're now gonna just pass over the southern tip of the first island. We are 9.5 minutes from our first waypoint between the volcano and the big island. It's still doable because of the mountainous stuff, but I expect if the clouds continue like this, we'll have to go down even more. Or even more, we're now at 8,000 feet. And this looks like 3,000 to be better for a visual reference. In any case, we are still straight on course, because we're passing exactly over the points that we talked about. So just wanted to show you, pausing the recording again until we get to the next waypoint or something funny happens. And we are back. We are 23 minutes from waypoint 1, so to speak, between island 1 and volcano 1. And I now see island here and island here. There's a crescent-shaped lake here, and on the southern tip there should be a volcano within a lake. I can't see that yet, but basically this is waypoint 2, between the island here and the island here. This means two things. One, we are flying faster than over the ground, across the ground, than anticipated, because I did a slight calculation of 30 minutes and we're actually here in 24 minutes, so this is faster. Second, we are exactly between these islands, which is exactly where we planned to be, so the course is okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go reset this. It's 227. It's still 227, so that's fine. Course setting is okay. Yeah, this is definitely the island because of the crescent-shaped lake here and the volcano or mountain to the south of that. Can't see the volcano in the lake here yet. I'm not gonna steer towards it because then I would be fumbling up my course. I'm confident that this is my waypoint 2, so I'm gonna reset the timer. I'm gonna look at the little nav map, and indeed it is what I thought. Messed to waypoint 3, the distance is 51 miles, meaning at 180 I should be here in go for 190 speed, so 51 divided by 190 is 0.27 times 60 minutes. 16 minutes until we again cross two islands. All is well. We are still on the heading / course that we want. Engines are purring like a kitten. Everything's in the green, everything is good. The world is as it should be. So I'm a happy puppy. And now we'll be back with you in, well, let's say 16 minutes. Pausing again. Unpausing. Because we just passed an island over here, but there's no island over here. It's over here. Meaning I'm too far right. I should be here, passing between these islands, and I've gone over the top of the left and the right one. Meaning that the wind has shifted, and I have to waylay my course a bit. First I'm gonna reset the timer. This is 227. propagate any drift. Negate it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, because the wind has shifted, so it's either shifted or it's become less. So now I was steering into the wind coming from the right. The right wind component has lessened, either because it been shifted or because the wind has lessened in strength. So I'm gonna go magnetic 222, which should be my actual heading. I still be having wind from the right, so I'm now probably drifting too far to the left instead of to the right. But my next waypoint would be my turning point, which is, if I do a quick calculation on the nav map, measure distance, $52 miles. So again, that's 60 minutes. The other one was 60. So I'm gonna reset again, start it again, and in 15 minutes I should be able to see the airport. If I don't see it in 10, I'm gonna go down, because with these clouds I'm gonna miss it. We're now guesstimating, and it's a pretty sure guesstimate, but it's still guesstimating, so I have to see. If in 10 minutes I don't see the island that I'm looking for, I have to go down, descend, and see if I can find it beneath the clouds. So, other than that, everything's good. I'm still confident that I'm going on the right, because I know where I am. I'm just a bit too far to the right, but I know where I am. And my next one should be my turning point towards the VOR and Japan. So, be back in 10. And we are back. It's not 10 minutes, it's almost 7. I see a little peak here. And assuming this is my turning point, with the volcano on the right hand side of the island and the small airfield on the left hand side, I'm a bit off course. So what I'm going to do is steer towards that. I'm not going to descend. Steer towards that and see if it's the correct island. So just adjusting my heading. So let's say 210. If that's the correct island, then this will be my turning point towards 242. Magnetic, meaning that sometime after that I should be able to pick up this station. And that's still almost 300 miles away. And from that station then it's still 180 miles towards Menambetsu in Japan. And I might as well also tune that in, because that's at 110.85. And what should be 255. So this one is now set for the next station after my turning point, which should be this island. I hope. This is set to a magnetic course of 242, so that's okay. Because I don't have wind indications, and I can't relate to the ground my drift because there is no ground, I will take a heading of 242. I should always be coming into the range of the station, but it could well be that I'm drifted off and then I have to correct. We will know when we'll know. Because of the lack of visual reference point we can take. And of course the next station then is Menambetsu. This is this station, and that's now set up on this. Whenever we get in range, we'll find it. Coming up on the 10-minute mark, but we already see it. I'm not gonna descend unless of course this island doesn't feature on the visuals that I would expect. So if there's no flat spot on this side of the volcano with a small airport, right. Okay, it's looking good, it's looking promising. I'd like to stay up here because A, we're out of clouds, also out of icing. It's still cold here. Yeah, -20, -19. Second, also the visibility is okay. 20 degrees, it's 80. It's okay enough. If there would be overcast, then I'd have to go down. Autopilot off. Let's see what we can see. If there's an airport there, then I'm on the correct island. And then I know exactly where I am and also exactly where I have to go. Already set this one to 242. How many bugs can you splatter at this altitude? At these northern latitudes, longitude, latitude also always makes those up. At this altitude without land, how many bugs would you intercept here? Never mind. Sure this is the correct one because there's a little island over here. I remember there's a little island here next to the main island. Volcano here, a flat spot here. If I see an airport, then I will be absolutely certain. I think I see, yeah, over here. I am where I want to be. Good show. Then I'll take heading 242, magnetic, autopilot. Reset altitude. Now there's no station to relay to. Resetting the timer. Because of the simple fact that I don't have a visual reference point. So if I'm drifting left or right from the magnetic course, I do not know. So the only thing I can do, could have landed here. Seems long enough. Yeah. The only thing I can do now is take the magnetic course, and when I intercept the VOR, then I will see if I have to go to the left or the right to intercept the station. There's no other way, because I can't have, there's no other islands that I can follow, there's no landmarks that I can track. I am pretty sure that it's, you see this, there's not a whole lot of drifting going on compared to the clouds, compared to the ground. You can't see this going back or going forth. So I'm pretty sure the drift isn't too bad. So I should be able to follow magnetic 242 and getting to the range of the station, which should be displayed here. And when that happens, I will be back. Starting the timer. And that is still 280 miles. Also an NDB there, 547 kilohertz. Let's see if it picks up. So the timer is running 280 miles. I'm pausing the recording because this is, well, to you viewers, probably a lot of lameness. And I will be back when we pick up the station. See you soon. And we are back because we have a shift. We are in range of the VOR and we see that it's almost dead on the course. So that's very nice, that's very nice. So what I'm gonna do now again, 242, still okay, the drift is on right. Yeah, okay, because it's hardly drifting. 45 minutes in. And we're in range. So what I'm now going to do is look at the time to station. That's 40 minutes. I'm going to set this to nav. So we follow the needle in. Everything's still okay. But we are getting into clouds here and there, so I am going to descend a bit. Because I don't want to accumulate ice. And I want to see where I'm going, even if I am going on come on, instruments, that's the word. Finally have this figured out, 80% on a low fan setting. With an outside temperature of still around minus 20, yeah, minus 19. There are some islands that I've passed in the distance, but all in all, not a whole lot to navigate on. But that I'm very happy that we are dead on course. That's very cool to see. I was a bit hesitant because of the magnetic 242 heading. If there would be a lot of side drifting, then we would be of course, and we still would have managed this because, you know, we won't drift 120 miles, of course. Then you would have a hurricane from the right or the left or something like that. That's not the case. So let's see where we can get below the clouds. 1,000, maybe 2,000. Excellent stuff though. It's nice that we have GPS systems and stuff like that to make navigation easier, and also the entry way easier for simplifying for even kids 4 or 5 years of age. If you understand this, if you understand navigation by NDB beacons or VOR radio, navigational radios, then it's quite fulfilling to see that the plan came together. Did a whole lot of things on VFR, flying from island to island on a recognition scale of those islands, and now we see that we are on nav radio ranges. So this one is now in, and the next one will come in probably after passing the first one. And that's the final destination, Menambetsu, in Japan. Oh, here's some islands over here. I could have followed those, but that would make a less than straight line. Economics of the aircraft are great though. If you see this, I landed on, I took off on full tanks. This is quite okay. I used a bit of time compression, but not a lot. Air pressure's gone up. Regional QNH 1000. Guessing at 3000 I will also have good visuals. Dial these. Let's put them on 22 together with 2200 RPM. This is too low. Let's put them on 12 gallons an hour both. It's the temp here. Still minus 10. I'm not going lower over water. Should be okay. Oh. Where's my station? I lost the station. Okay. Well, we're still in the correct heading. Should be okay. Yeah, I lost the station. Okay, should be fine. I'm pausing again until the recording, until we're at the station. Should be in 40 minutes. And back again. We are roughly 10 miles out. I can turn off this timer now. It's 1 hour 23 minutes. I don't need a timer anymore. Time to station is 2 minutes. This is Ituruk Island and it's still Russia. The last island before we head into Japanese airspace and land space. All running well. We are at 3,000 feet. It's becoming a bit clearer, but still I'll keep this altitude just to keep clear of any clouds. Could go up again, but you see them clouds coming up in front. And I want to be above that or below that to keep visibility okay. Speed is still 195 indicated, and my ground speed is 183, meaning I have a let's say 10 to 12 knot headwind component. This also means there's not a lot going on from the sides. But you can see that because the setting of the heading versus the setting of the course to the nav is basically the same. So that's good. That's good. I'm gonna recalibrate the gyro again. 244. It's hardly any drift. There is no drift, although it is set to on. There is no gyro drift. Anyway, it's set again. And Ituruk Airport is where the nav station is. From there we take a heading of 254. It's already set up here. And I will also set it up here, 254. And I will also set it up here, going back to a... We don't have a back course. Degrees again for some reason, so back 10%. Get it back to a slightly more normal temperature in the cabin. Here's our airport, Ituruk. So, going over to a heading 254. I'm also setting this one to 254. So that we can see if we take a correct radial compared to the wind. I'm expecting so, because like I said, there's not a whole lot of drift to be seen on the wind. So the autopilot is not following the nav anymore, because we're basically over it. But the heading, taking the altitude, could have landed here, but yeah, let's just go on to Japan, to Menambetsu. Right, so see that the needle is repositioning. We're on a 254 heading, and I expect when this VR comes into range, then I'll be back again and we'll continue and end our flight at Menambetsu in Japan. Way cool doing this. fly tube liners and stuff. I know that's also another fun thing, but yeah, this gets my heart pumping. Very cool. I will be back when there's something interesting to report for our final destination to Menambetsu. See you later. And we are back, and we are almost in Japan, in Menambetsu. Just coming into this bay. We are roughly 18 miles out, and yeah, all is still well. So for our descent or our approach, I'm gonna descend towards 1,000 feet. Still keeping it on autopilot for a bit. We're slightly off course to the nav station. So 257. Let's make it 257. Already checked the weather. Weather is fine. 4 knots from the southwest. Runways are northerly, 36/18, so the recommended one is runway 18, giving us light winds on the nose and on the right hand side. All is well, all is nice, and all is running smoothly, I dare to say. Also want to slow down a bit now. So I'm setting my manifold pressure so roughly around 17. I'll make it 15. And because we're low now, I'm gonna put my mixtures to full rich. Okay, autopilot off. Let's guide her in. Doing a normal view of our approach, so 1,000 feet coming in perpendicular. Is that the word? On a 90-degree difference with the runway. Taking a left-hand approach into 18, runway 18. Throttles at 15 to bleed off some speed. Welcome to Japan. It's weird, I hardly ever fly over in this bit of the world. I usually fly on live time, live weather. For now the timing is offset. Otherwise I would be flying completely at night all the time. But yeah, it is what it is. Weather is live though, and it seems a nice winter day here. Though I've set the time back around 12 hours. Really liking the syncing of the weather with the time in this sim. There's the bay. I think there's the airport. Not very distinguishable yet. 400 settlements. So when I spot the airport and I'm in a VFR pattern, I'm going to the right across the bay, just the edge of the bay, and then turn back for a base and then an approach and runway 18. Now getting the throttle completely low within a green arc to bleed off speed. There's the runway. Okay, I'm a bit off. Make it a proper approach. That means we enter the... Way too harsh, Toby. So we enter the VFR pattern on a 90-degree angle. Green airfield will now call out that we are entering downwind on runway 18. We're in the white mark, so gear down, flaps 10, pumps on, landing lights on, mixtures full rich, check. Slightly too high, keep the pattern altitude 1000 feet. We'll start descending when we get on the base lag. That's the bit where you descend, and you start descending basically when your desired landing position is roughly 45 degrees behind you. So that's right now. So now I'm cutting throttle. Bit. Oh, that's too soon. Declaring base. Flaps 20. Eyes on the runway now. Pitch full fine. Flaps 30. And now just pull it in with the throttles. Final on 18. Indeed a slight wind from the right, hardly noticeable. The angle and pull it in on the throttles. Now that we've made it, pull throttles completely back. Keep her off, 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 keep her off. There we go. Sorry for the applause. Oh, can I make that? Oh. Yeah, this... I have to do something about this nose wheel steering thing. For some reason it's not doing what I want. It was better when I just put it in on the nose wheel, the default Microsoft Flight Sim nose wheel steering bit, instead of using the A600 specific commands on the rocker switch. It's too sensitive now. Anyway, landing light off, strobe off. Here, there we go again. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing full right rudder now. So also right steering wheel. But it's not doing what I want. Something's off. So I'm gonna take that out of my... Again, it's like it's not centering. Although I did configure that. I'll have to check that. It's like it's keeping it on the right hand setting or left hand setting or something instead of centering it. Well, I can see and hear right hand is centering, left hand it isn't. Okay, that's it. On the left hand rudder it's not centering if I recenter again, so it keeps steering left. That's something I messed up then. I'll just park it here, messy as it is. Parking brake set. Take down the systems. Left off, right off, ignition's off, fuel's off, pumps off, alternators off, electrics off, lights off, battery off. Well, wasn't that nice? I'll put it to this one again. Oh, 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 oh. And file my flight plan, flight report. And we are done. We are in Japan. Now for our next trips. This was basically the crossing. And what we did, I can show you now. This is fun, because what we did, we started out all the way over here at Whitehorse, then to McCarthy, then to Anchorage, then to King Salmon, then to Unalaska. Then we started out for Ericsson, Shemya, but diverted due to weather to Adak. From Adak to Shemya, then we had the engine troubles. Then we had a very good flight from Shemya to Yesivolo and now we did, and you see what we did here. We went to this station over here, then took a course, and the course was brilliant on VFR. In between these islands, here it became a bit messy because the wind was, the factor was lost. So instead going in between them, we went over this one. So we corrected that. Here we saw our island over here, so we steered across it and saw that it was good, all was good. We took a course again, and here we found the VOR station, so we tuned in on it, went to it on Iturup, and then we came over here and we did a very nice visual approach on runway 18. Here we are. Now I will plan to go over Japan. Our trip south towards Australia, no longer west, but now very much south. Very cool. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll join flights soon again, navigating over Japan and less inhospitable areas of the world. Thanks so much for watching, and see you later.